breaking the law only to be freed again to do it once again. Repeat offenders seem to be a problem in our city.
4 Investigates found one group of people who has been arrested for hundreds of crimes, yet those folks find a way to get back on our streets.
Tonight, investigator Jen French reveals the way these criminals are slipping through the cracks of our justice system.
Blasted on billboards. They may not be famous to you, but to police, these faces have become infamous. Officers have arrested them again and again. Like 25-year-old Thomas Montoya, who has been charged 30 times over 7 years for shoplifting, auto burglary, drug possession, unlawfully taking a vehicle and receiving stolen property. Police lapel video captures an officer stopping Montoya on a February night for allegedly breaking into a car.
Your bike was right next to it. You opened the door and you was in it. Yeah, you were.
The officer doesn't buy Montoya's story.
And I watched you. And I even followed you around. I saw you do it.
And everyone can look at the data and draw their own conclusion as well.
Albuquerque Real-Time Crime Center manager TJ Wilhelm says people like Montoya are the reason the city stepped up its tracking. Since May, Albuquerque police have worked with 7 other government agencies to identify the most high-risk repeat offenders. The list is called Alert. And you can see these people advertised all over the city.
Alerts are taken as top priority. We put them on the billboards, we put them on Crime Stoppers, and we immediately do everything we can to get them into custody.
But the officer arresting Montoya wasn't optimistic about how long he would actually stay behind bars.
Then we're going to go to jail. Then you'll probably be out by tomorrow.
The day after Montoya's arrest, a judge released Montoya to the supervision of pretrial services. Montoya was caught allegedly doing the same thing a month earlier. He was indicted for breaking into a pickup, stealing sunglasses and shoes. For that, a judge told Montoya to check in with pretrial services.
What are you doing behind the Home Depot?
This is Stephanie Pacheco. An officer asked her why she was waiting behind a Home Depot rather than at the front of the store.
Is there a sticker on the door right there?
It's then when officers figured out that the Saturn she was sitting in was stolen. Police arrested her for possessing a stolen vehicle, but court records show she bonded out. Then she never showed up to court in April. Police caught her in May, then a judge sent her to pretrial services. She's been on the run since. Pretrial services. What is that? Judge after judge releases defendant after defendant to pretrial services. But like Montoya and Pacheco and so many career criminals, they use pretrial to slip through the cracks and off the radar. This program is charged with supervising the suspects waiting for their trial, but we learned that the program hardly has any teeth to do any real supervision. We asked people on pretrial supervision what it's like. Do you feel like people check in voluntarily?
No, I don't.
Why not?
Because they don't have the responsibility like that.
I think it's a money game.
Do you think it's working?
No, because I don't think so, because they need more money for it.
Do some people, when they don't check in, nothing happens?
Yeah, sometimes they let it slide.
How often?
I can tell you. I always try to be here.
As of the end of October, 150 people are on the alert list. 22 of them are on the run from the law. They have either skipped court, failed to comply with their pretrial conditions, or have picked up new charges since their last arrest. Together, these suspects have been arrested for hundreds of crimes. We asked court administrators our questions. Why were a handful of high-alert, high-risk offenders skipping court and getting away with it? New Mexicans voted for bail reform in hopes of revising our pay-for-freedom system. Now we've taken bondsmen and bounty hunters, the people who hunt down these defendants, out of the equation. Now it's up to suspects to show up to court on their own. But the courts would not tell us just how well their show-up-on-your-own system was working.
I think that a person either being sentenced or placed on pretrial detention is better than nothing occurring at all.
TJ Wilhelm would not comment on the effectiveness of the courts, but says since alerts started, 50 high-risk offenders have been arrested. Out of those, 21 have been convicted and sentenced. Still, the work continues to identify and hunt down the people responsible for breaking into dozens of cars, stealing countless vehicles, or breaking into several businesses, who are still on the run. Jen French for Investigates.